Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripātamam vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Ananda Madhavam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Jaitam Srato Pangu Kirtati Vatsarvasvapadambojo Radha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo Govindaya Namo Govindaya Namaha Pankajadhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe Leelamaya Vigrahaya Hemamba Divya Chapi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Hare Krishna. So we are in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22 and text number 54. Before we start, let's pray unto Lord Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirave Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Canto 4, Chapter 22, text number 54. Vijitashvam Bhurakesham Haryaksham Dravinam Nrukam Sarvesham Lokapalanam Tadharakai Pruturgunan. Anybody would like to read? Navakishori Mataji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Should I read translation and purport both, or must I read the translation only?
Both you read, it is like smaller purport.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Dhanwad Pranam Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: after begetting five sons named Vijitasva, Dhrumakeshu, Haryaksha, Dravina, and Vrika, Prithu Maharaj continued to rule the planet. He accepted all the qualities of the deities who governed all other planets. Purport: in each and every planet there is a predominating deity. It is understood from Bhagavad Gita that in the sun there is a predominating deity named Vivasvana. Similarly, there is a predominating deity of the moon and of the various planets. Actually, the predominating deities in all the other planets are descendants from the predominating deities of the sun and moon. On this planet Earth, there are two Kshatriyas dynasties. One coming from the predominating deities of the sun, and the other from the predominating deities of the moon. These dynasties are known as Suryamamsa and Chandramamsa, respectively. When monarchies existed on this planet, the chief member was one of the members of the dynasty or Surya Vamsha, and the subordinate kings belong to the Chandra Vamsha. However, Maharaja Prithu was so powerful that he could exhibit all the qualities of the predominating deities in other planets. In the modern age, people from Earth have tried to go to the moon, but they have not been able to find anyone there. What to speak of meeting the moon's predominating deity? The Vedic literature, however, it repeatedly informs us that the moon is full of highly elevated inhabitants who are counted amongst the demigods. We are therefore always in doubt about what kind of moon adventure the modern scientists of this planet Earth have undertaken. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. So this chapter 22 is Prithu Maharaj is meeting the four Kumaras, and he asked them a question that what is beneficial for everybody, those who are suffering in this material world. Then the Kumaras are answering him about how this material world is there and how people get so much involved in self gratification and they get into this cycle of birth and death. But the devotees they can get the moksha because they are doing the service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after they explain all these things and they leave, then Sukadeva Goswami is talking about Prithu Maharaj and how he led his life after the Kumaras had left. He had five sons here in this shloka. The names of the sons of Prithu Maharaj are given. Uh, Five sons are Vijitashva, Dhumrakesha, Haryaksha, Dravina, and Vrika. These were the five sons. And Prithu Maharaj was ruling the planet. So now he has, here it is mentioned that he accepted all the qualities of the deities who governed all other planets. So there are so many planets we know, and all the planets, each planet will be ruled by somebody, and they will have certain qualities. So Prithu Maharaj is like having all those qualities. He's imbibed with all those qualities. That is what here it is said. So in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning that in Bhagavad Gita we read, Krishna is talking about Vivaswan, sun god, the predominating deity of sun is Vivaswan. So similarly, one second, please. So there are predominating deities for moon also. Various planets also there will be predominating deities whose names have not been given here. But all the predominating deities of all other planets, they are descendants of basically sun and moon. So there are only two major dynasties that are coming. That is from uh, predominating deities of sun and moon. On this planet, there are two Kshatriya dynasties. We know about Surya Vamsha and Chandra Vamsha. So Lord Ramachandra is from Surya Vamsha, right? And Krishna is from Chandra Vamsha. So so chief member of the Surya dynasty or Surya Vamsha will be the monarchy. When the monarchy is it, and that will be the highest king, and the subordinate kings all they belong to the Chandra Vamsha. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning that. So Maharaja Pruthu is having the qualities of all, yeah, all inclusive, whether it is Surya Vamsha or Chandra Vamsha. In this, Prabhupada is mentioning modern age, so many people are going saying that we are going to the moon, but they are not finding anybody there. And so, what to speak of moon's predominating beauty? Yeah. So but the Vedic literature is talking about so highly that moon planet is such that there are so many highly elevated inhabitants are there. They are all demigods. We don't know where these people have gone to. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. Let us go to the next shloka, 4:22-55. गोपीठाय जगत्श्रेष्ठ काले स्वे स्वे अच्युतात्मकः मनोवावृत्तिभिः सौम्ये गुणैः सम्रञ्जयन् प्रजा would like to read the translation of the verse.
Larry Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Divya Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Since Prithu Maharaja was a perfect devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he wanted to protect the Lord's creation by pleasing the various citizens according to their various desires. Therefore, Prithu Maharaja used to please them in all respects by his words, mentality, works, and gentle behavior. Shall I read the purport also, Mataji?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. As will be explained in the next verse, Prithu Maharaja used to please all kinds of citizens by his extraordinary capacity to understand the mentality of others. Indeed, his dealings were so perfect that every one of the citizens was very much satisfied and lived in complete peace. The word Achyuttamakha, Achyuttamakha is significant in 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 this verse, for Maharaja Prithu used to rule this planet as the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knew that he was the representative of the Lord and that the Lord's creation must be protected intelligently. Atheists cannot understand the purpose behind the creation. Although this material world is condemned when it is compared to the spiritual world, there is still some purpose behind it. Modern scientists and philosophers cannot understand that purpose, nor do they believe in the existence of a creator. They try to establish everything by their so-called scientific research, but they do not center anything around the supreme creator. A devotee, however, can understand the purpose of creation, which is to give facilities to the living entities who want to lord in it over material nature. The rulers of this planet should therefore know that all the inhabitants, especially human beings, have come to this material world for sense enjoyment. It is therefore the duty of the ruler to satisfy them in the sense enjoyment as well as to elevate them to Krishna consciousness so that they all can ultimately return home back to Godhead. With this idea in mind, the king of government head should rule the world. In this way, everyone will be satisfied. How can this be accomplished? There are many examples like Prithu Maharaja, and the history of his regency on this planet is elaborately described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in this fallen age, if the rulers, governors, and the presidents take advantage of Prithu Maharaja's example, there will certainly be a reign of peace and prosperity throughout the world. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, thank you so much. So, Maharaj is a perfect devotee. Gopi Thaya Jagat Shrestha. He is a supreme, he is, Gopi Thaya means he is the protector for all. So Maharaj, how he is a perfect devotee? Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning that he wanted to protect the Lord's creation. And how to protect it? By pleasing the citizens according to according to their desires. Yeah, he's pleasing them with the words, with mentality, with his works, with his gentle behavior. So he's a perfect sadhu. Sadhu means a devotee. He's a perfect devotee. So accordingly, what is the purpose of a king? What is the purpose of a ruler? That has been mentioned by Srila Prabhupada here. So Prabhupada is telling actually that what is the duty of a ruler? He should see that the people are doing what they like, what they desire. Means if they are desiring some material sense gratification, they should get it, because that is the reason why everybody has fallen down, right? To have to get that sense gratification, that we want to lord over the material nature. That is what we have come here for. So the ruler should make sure that they are getting that also, but along with that he should make sure that they are slowly and steadily getting elevated towards Krishna consciousness, and ultimately they all go back home, back to God. That is the duty of a ruler or the king. And this is understood by Prithu Maharaj very nicely. So here Prabhupada has actually mentioned about the atheist and devotees, how they are. Atheists are what? They don't understand the purpose behind creation. They are just giving some reason or the other. Okay. And even if they are, doing some research work. Oh, we have gone to the moon, we have gone to so and so planet, but they are not centering it onto the Lord. They are not giving the credit to the Lord. Yes. So that as the purpose of creation is exactly understood by the devotee, and how the living entity or should be taken slowly and steadily taken back home, back to Godhead. That is what the Lord wants is understood by the devotee. So he will try to follow. Same way we have one more shloka actually in Canto 3, chapter 25. Titikshava Karunika Suhruda Sarvadehinam Ajata Shanta Sadhava Sadhubhushana. So these are the qualities of a sadhu. How is a sadhu? He is very, very tolerant. He is very, very merciful, friendly to everybody. He has no enemies. He is peaceful and he abides by the scriptures. So Prithu Maharaj is a perfect example of this sadhu. Okay, he himself is Krishna consciousness, and he is elevating all his prajas slowly and steadily to to come out of their sense enjoyment and elevate to Krishna consciousness, so they can go back home, back to Godhead. So there are, even now we can follow, if the government wishes, it can follow this. There's examples like Kutu Maharaj which are being given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we can all go back home, back to Godhead, and everything will be peaceful throughout the world. Hare Krishna. Let us go to the next shloka. This is also again on the same line where the qualities of Kutu Maharaj have been described. Okay, let's read the shloka. Rajeti adhan namadeyam Somaraja ivapara Suryavat Visrujan Grundan Pratapamscha Bhuvasu. Hare Krishna. If you would like to read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji.
Yes,
Shall I
yes,
read
Prabhuji.
translation Mataji?
Both, Prabhu, translation and
Translation.
purport.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Am I audible Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Maharaja Prithu became as celebrated as a king of Somaraja, the king of the moon. He was also powerful and exacting, just like the sun god, who distributes heat and light and at the same time exerts all the planetary words,
Water.
planetary waters.
Please continue with the purport.
Sir. Okay, Mother. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, Maharaja Prithu is compared to the kings of the moon and sun. The king of the moon and the king of the sun serve as examples of how the Lord desires the universe to be ruled. The sun distributes heat and light and at the same time extracts water from the all planets. The moon is very pleasing at night, and when one becomes fatigued after a day's labor in the sun, he can enjoy the moonshine. Like the sun god, Prithu Maharaja distributed his heat and light to give protection to his kingdom. For without heat and light, no one can exist. Similarly, Prithu Maharaja exacted taxes and gave such strong orders to the citizens and government that no one had the power to disobey him. On the other hand, he pleased everyone just like the moonshine. Both the sun and the moon have particular influences by which they maintain order in the universe. And modern scientists and philosophers should become familiar with the Supreme Lord's perfect plan for universal maintenance.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So,
Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, in the previous verse, there was one word which has come up, Achyutatmakaha. What does it mean? He ruled perfectly, just like a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's like protecting everybody. Okay, intelligently he's protecting everybody. That is what the word was. So here in this shloka, Maharaj Prutu is being celebrated. He is given a name called Somaraja, the king of moon, because he had all the qualities that moon has. He was also very powerful and exacting, just like the sun god. He distributes heat and light, and at the same time, he exacts water. So now, what does it mean? Why he is called Somaraja? What does moonshine actually do? When someone becomes very fatigued means very tired after a whole day's labor in the sun, then what one wants, just lie down in the moonlight and enjoy that moonshine, correct? So the moon gives happiness to everybody. So Prithu Maharaj was like that. He gives happiness to all. So what about the sun god? Sun god is very powerful. He is giving heat and light. At the same time, he is taking the waters also. Planetary water means water gets evaporated, right? So same way Prithu Maharaj is also there. Like sun god. How? Distributes heat and light means what? He is giving protection in the kingdom for the citizens. He is giving protection, and then he's taking away waters means what? He's collecting taxes. The government collects taxes from us, right? Same way, Prithu Maharaj also is collecting taxes, and he gives very strong orders also to the citizens. And nobody is disobeying him because he was like that. He was so pleasing to everybody, like a moonshine. So whatever he says, the public or the citizens are ready to do things like that. So that's why Uttu Maharaj is compared to both the moon and the sun god. Okay. So sometimes he's called as Somaraja, it is mentioned here. Hare Krishna. We will go to the next shloka. 422. तेजसेवाग्निर् महेन्द्र इव दुर्जया तितिक्षया धरित्रीव द्यौर् इवाभिष्टदो नृणाम्. Anybody would like to read? Hare Krishna.
Shall I, Mataji?
Devi Archana Mataji had unmuted herself. Would you like to read, Archana Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. I'll read.
Sure, Mataji.
Translation. Maharaja Prithu was so strong and powerful that no one could disobey his orders any more than one could conquer fire itself. He was so strong that he was compared to Indra, the king of heaven, whose power is insuperable. On the other hand, Maharaja Prithu was also so tolerant as the earth, and in fulfilling various desires of human society, he was like heaven itself. Purport. It is the duty of a king to give protection to the citizens and to fulfill their desires. At the same time, the citizens must obey the laws of state. Maharaj Prithu maintained all the standards of good government, and he was so invincible that no one could disobey his orders any more than a person who could stop heat and light emanating from a fire. He was so strong and powerful that he was compared to the king of heaven, Indra. In this age, modern scientists have been experimenting with nuclear weapons. And in a former age, they used to release Brahmastras. But all these Brahmastras and nuclear weapons are insignificant compared to the thunderbolt of the king of heaven. When Indra releases a thunderbolt, even the biggest hills and mountains crack. On the other hand, Maharaj Prithu was as tolerant as the earth itself, and he fulfilled all the desires of his citizens, just like torrents of rain from the sky. Without rainfall, it is not possible to fulfill one's various desires on this planet. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.14, I'm not very good in
Parjanya.
Sanskrit, Mataji.
Parjanyat Anna Sambhava.
Okay. Food grains are produced only because rain falls from the sky, and without grains, no one on the earth can be satisfied. Consequently, an unlimited distribution of mercy is compared to the water falling from the clouds. Maharaj Prithu distributed his mercy instantly, much like rainfall. In other words, Maharaj Prithu was softer than a rose flower and harder than a thunderbolt. In this way, he ruled over his kingdom. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, out of the syllabus, but I would like to uh, mention this that we are Indians and our dialect is such that we can easily pronounce Sanskrit words. It is not difficult. We just have to practice once or twice and it will come. So please don't say that I can't. Hare Krishna. Maharaja Prithu is so strong and powerful. Previously, also it was mentioned that nobody could disobey him. Here also, again, it is mentioned he was so strong and powerful, nobody could disobey him. Okay, so what is the analogy they have given here? More, any more than one could conquer fire itself. Can anyone conquer fire? It is very difficult, right? So that way, it is very difficult for disobeying the orders of the Prithu Maharaj. And they are comparing his strength to Indra. Why they are comparing it to Indra? Because in the material world, Indra is supposed to be the most powerful, insuperable. He's a super. He has superpower, and then there is nobody beyond him. So like that, Prithu Maharaj's power is compared to Indra's power, and that means he was so strong. So Indra here, Prabhupada has mentioned something here. He was so strong as compared to the king of heaven. In this age, modern scientists have been experimenting with nuclear weapons, and in a former age, they used to release Brahmastras. But all Brahmastras and nuclear weapons, they were insignificant compared to the thunderbolt of the king of heaven. You know the Ayudha which Indra, the weapon which Indra had, right? The Vajra. It was so great and so powerful thunderbolt of the Indra that even Brahmastras or nuclear weapons were not able to conquer it. So that much strong the Indra was, and the Prithu Maharaj is compared to him. So when Indra releases, so many biggest hills and mountains also were cracking off. So Maharaj Prithu, he was so tolerant as the earth itself, they are mentioning. Prabhupada is telling that he is as tolerant as the earth. And how tolerant? That he fulfilled all the desires of the citizens. How all the desires? With that, like torrents of rains from the sky. So many analogies Prabhupada has used here. Torrents of rain. The rain is incessantly flowing non-stop. That way, he was fulfilling the desires of the citizens. So, Bhagavad Gita, we have 3.14 Parjanyat Annasambhava. Food grains are produced only because rain falls from the sky. And without grains, no one on the earth can be satisfied. Yeah. So anna means grains. How they are produced? When there is rain, ample rain, and if there is no ample rain, then nobody is satisfied. Everyone is hungry. Yes. So rain is that much important. So without rainfall, uh, it is not possible to fulfill anyone's desires. So like that. Prithu Maharaj was as tolerant as the earth itself, what they are saying it. An unlimited distribution of mercy also used to be merciful to everybody. How that mercy is? Like water falling from the clouds. That much merciful he was. Maharaja Prithu distributed his mercy also incessantly, much like rainfall. He was giving his mercy like that. In other words, Maharaj Prithu was softer than rose flower and harder than a thunderbolt. So devotees, nature should be like this. We have to imbibe these qualities of Prithu Maharaj amongst us. So devotees, when they go out, they have to be very tolerant when they are preaching to people where there is no Krishna consciousness at all. We have seen Srila Prabhupada who went to US and how those people were over there. They were all hippies. Uh, they're smoking and having drugs and dancing. They had no respect for anybody. But how Srila Prabhupada was, he was very, very tolerant with them. He sat with them. He actually tolerated all their nonsense. I remember one particular episode that people, everybody is getting something or the other, and one drug addict, he brought tissue roll, toilet paper roll to and gifted it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is accepting that also. He was so drunk and doing. So also there was one more episode where Prabhupada was sitting in the car and going to some place, and his one of his disciples was with him. So Prabhupada is taking an apple and eating, biting a part of it and giving it to the disciple. But the disciple, what he did, he took the apple, he ate part of it, and then he is returning it back to Prabhupada. So they were that ignorant that it was Mahaprasad which Prabhupada had given him. And so Prabhupada tolerated. And he was so merciful to them. Even in that situation, also, he is spreading Krishna consciousness to them and making them devotees. And now we see that his disciples have made so many disciples all over the world. Yeah. So the devotee has to be inculcating all these qualities in themselves. What Prithu Maharaj qualities we are seeing right now. Most the leaders also should understand or should learn these things from Prithu Maharaj. Okay? The way you talk to people, how he is talking to them, fulfilling their desires according to what they like, he is giving them the work, and then elevating also to Krishna consciousness. So a leader should understand that when he's working with his subordinates, he should make sure what the subordinates are more interested in, give them that particular kind of a work which they can perform it very happily. And also so many things we can learn from Maharaja Prithu. So Hare Krishna, so we come to the end of this, like we had done 4 shlokas today. Would anybody like to add something, or want to, you have a doubt or something, please let me know. Hare Krishna. Since nobody is speaking, I would like to thank everybody for
Hare Krishna
being so
Mataji.
patient. Yes, yes, Prabhuji, Krishna.
Prabhu Mataji, thing is, if you hear this Prithu Maharaja's ruling style, when compared to nowadays what we were in the Kali Yuga, our leaders, if we compare them, where we are, where that personality was, so it is incomparable for us to hear. These are all here, for here it is of course glorious. But if we compare this to nowadays people, so it is a very unfortunate people we were, Prabhuji, actually, Mataji. We are unfortunate to be ruled by this type of people.
Kali Yuga, we are Manda Buddhi, Manda Bhagya also. Unfortunate. But
Yeah.
at least now we are seeing some temples getting constructed.
Mataji. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Subira Mataji.
Hare
I think
Krishna. Sorry,
Mat-
I was busy in the other room for offering. Most for me, it is 7:30. Yeah.
yeah,
So
Mataji, we can stop this
uh,
recording.
we can stop.